Namaste, everybody, and welcome to a foundational yoga class. I am Aphinya. Today, I am so lucky because I have a husband on the other side of the camera doing yoga with me while we are waiting for my daughter to wake up. And I'm about to kind of share his story with you today. It's um, because I talk about the belief and it still resonated with me. And what I wrote on the board is that it said that it doesn't matter what's true, it matters what you believe. And what happening, I think, with both of us in my belief was that, I should say it that way, that we had some food poisoning yesterday, and both of us felt something within our body. Like Jeff woke up and said that his tummy feel it's not okay, it's not normal, and it feel gassy. So I told him to do enema. If you don't know what that is, you can ask me, like text message me personally, because enema has always been helping me, and to me it's a natural way of doing that. However, he did it a couple times and still didn't look quite normal, and he looked kind of sick from my view, and I'm like, well, what's going on here? And I pretty much had to take care of Taya all day yesterday. Luckily, Taya has been so easy to taking care of yesterday, so I didn't feel overwhelming from the work. And then at the end of the night, he shared with me, and he said that, you know what, after I slept, and then I just feel better. And I asked him, what are you talking about? Like, because he slept both times when he did the coffee enema, so I still thought to myself, because of the second enema that he did, it helped him. But then this morning he said to me that he doesn't know for sure how much of that sickness is come from his physical body, and how much of that sickness come from his own thinking. And both of us know that he always kind of think himself into the sickness. And we live in this COVID-19 period of time, so anything that's happening in our body, I bet each and every one of us, when you feel sick, you will relate everything to COVID first, right? And you just don't want to die. It's just so many people pass away from this illness, and it's such a sad thing, because nobody can just say goodbye. So I can see why Jeff just go on and on and on from that. And he just said that, like, when he lay down on the second time around, and he just did his yoga by only relaxing and take deep breath and move his mind, his focus away from his thinking, he told me that he actually felt better, just like that. Ta-da-da! So that is back to that. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters what you believe. Do you see that? Because the power of that voice, of that story, when you said it to yourself, is control your body, it's control your mind, it's control your emotional, and the reality come out from that belief. So we come back to this practice again. I mean, if you believe that you are too young, you're too stiff, you're too flexible, you're too weak to do yoga, you will have the reason not to put the mat down, or it's too cold, it's too nice. You will never practice in yoga. You will never do anything good to yourself. If you keep sabotage yourself with your negative thoughts, you will destroy your body physically, mentally, emotionally, slowly, gradually, and you're just going to degrade it. Is that the word? Over and over and over again. So I'm not here to be negative, but I'm here to point out the power of our own thinking. You have to know that it's still an unknown how magical the power of our own mind. But you can know for sure that whichever direction your mind guided you to, negatively, positively, empowering you, or diminishing you, they will take you into that path. And I hope you remember this and remember to be disciplined, to think positively, to trust, to believe that you have whatever it takes to be strong, to be healthy. You just have to do it one day at a time and really embody those positive, loving, compassionate thoughts to yourself each and every day. Having said that, close your eyes, please. Let the exhale allow your body to just let go. Relax. You don't allow that energy of controlling, of believe that you know everything. Let the possibility to have that chance, that feeling that you can expand your lungs a little bit bigger, your body can expand a little bit greater. So you make these rooms to grow into the space of loving yourself. You grow into the space of this greater energy that you are a part of. And within that welcoming, you observe yourself from within, and whatever it is, allow yourself to be okay with that, okay with your stiffness, okay with your sickness, okay with your weakness. Know that these things is not going to solidify in your body forever. It will move, it will shift as long as you are willing to do the change. As long as you're willing to believe that you can be stronger, you can be healthier, you can be more flexible. Take the time to solidify those beliefs, so let them propel your action, propel your breath. Empower this belief of your capacity to make change, to make positive change within yourself, within your health, within your body, within your emotional. And with that, you join your hands together right in front of your heart. And let's chant Om 3 times together, please. Take a deep breath in. Exhale fully. Another deep inhale. And you bow your head toward your heart. Release your hands, lift your chin, open your eyes. We are going to warm up on our seat today. If you can extend your legs in front of you, opening them a little bit. And then you have your hand back behind you. I actually feel like it's better to have my feet on the mat. And you're just going to loosen up your leg and shake, 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 shake. Kick. Good, I can see Jeff's body in front of me, so I can see how tight body is doing the warming up exercise. And from here we can shake the wrist a little bit. Yeah, move the position of your seat if you have to, okay? You can open your leg, you can have your leg crossed if it works for you. And from here, we are going to circle our neck. Know that your neck can move like 360 degrees. Any turn, any circle, any tilted are good. If it feels right, do it. However, please do it with the mindful awareness toward your spine. You don't want to do it while you lounge forward. So keep your spine elongated as best as you can up toward the sky. You can tilt your head to one side and use the hand to help you to elongate the opposite muscles, right? Longer. Keep breathing though. You can reach your arms up toward the ceiling and stretch the muscles. This is a little bit more work than when you're on the floor, I have to say. And then we circle the shoulder up and back. Breathe a little bit more powerful. E. Change the direction. You know you can have your arms also on your shoulder if it's work better. Like anything, you can have your arms out, but make sure that you work your shoulder, not the arms only. Okay. And then from here, we're going to go into the body. So you're going to do a circle. You can opening your legs a little apart. Makes work better. When you have more flexibility, you have that privilege to go into a deeper stretch. It's pretty much the same feeling like when you get into that stretch, you can okay, I can add more things, so you can do it. I know that when my body can hang low, I can work on my neck muscles on top of that because I carry tension in that area a lot. So if you watch me teaching you and do my own yoga, I will do a lot of neck shaking. And don't forget to add side stretch, which is side to side. You can do arms overhead or hand behind the back of the head. Yeah. Exhale, you stretch. Keep moving with your breath. Check in between if you think that your body needs. And then we're going to add also the twist. So we go into this twisting gently. Just wake up the back muscles. And you also move with your breath as well. You can stay in that twisting for a couple breaths if you like, or you just free flowing a little bit more. You know, I feel like my English is a little worse. And it's happened because I start to watch Thai drama movie. I'm going back to my own Thai language. One day I will not going to be able to speak English, even though I live in America. It's going to be really funny. And we're going to go into our hands and knee and move the back muscles a little bit more. Right, come onto your all four, please. I know that my wrist is it's not going to enjoy a flexion right now. I can do my fist and put the knuckle onto the floor. See if that works for you. Or you can do flexion on your palms and flat them and move your back. Right. If you even have those kind of dumbbell that you can hold it floating in the air and do the push-up and bring it in here, it might help your wrist at the beginning of it. I mean, the weather is it's cooler. The joints are stiffer. So we have to be mindful. Change direction, please. And then you take child pose, feet together, knees apart. Extend your arms alongside your ears. Cup the floor with your finger pads. Walk both of your hands to the right. Open your arms as wide as you feel comfortable. And each exhale, elongate along the left sides of your body. Inhale, breathe into your back. Exhale, push the floor away and stretch. Don't forget to keep your jaw relaxed. And chain to the other side, please. Now you bring your hand back center and you inhale cow pose. This is the time we can get the wrist to warm up. Exhale back to child pose. And in between those two poses, you round your back up to the sky, which is the cat, right? Keep going with your breath, please. Inhale, you go from the heel forward to your wrist and arch at the end. Exhale, you go from your wrist, round your back, and at the end, sit on the heel and keep going. Last two. Come back onto your hands and knee and do spine circular motion. Again, we do 5 times each direction. Here's my 4, 5. I change the direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you are balanced on your left side, hands and knee. I kick your right leg back. Right arms overhead, circle your right shoulder 5 times each direction as well. So 3, 4, 5, change, 2. Remember, if you need block to help you to be in the pose much easier, don't forget to use that. And then carefully return forward. I need to be mindful with my mug. And step your right leg forward. And we are going to straight and bend the right leg. Breathe. Next time when you bend your right knee, you are going to get the left knee off the floor. And then you pivot to the left. Heels in, toes out, and bend and straight the legs. So we get into the hip stretch first. Remember that you can come up onto your thigh, but this is not quite a stable position. However, it's good when you are tight. If you have a chair, you can hold it. You just have to bring it in to your practice. Then from here, you're going to turn toward the back of your mat, so the other side, right? So your left foot's going to be forward. Then you get your right knee down. Your right hand's in front of the right knee. Right. Then you're going to turn toward the left side of your house, and then move your left leg back, back, back until you can lift it, and then you kick it all the way to the back. So the bottom is one straight line. And then you have your left arm free, and then you can circle your left shoulder 5 times each direction. Change. 2, 3, 4, 5. And carefully turn toward the back of the mat. Bring your left leg back forward. Okay. And then come upright with your trunk, and then you start to straight and bend your left knee. Nothing fancy here. It's pretty much, I just want your body to have the oxygen go in and out by breathing. Yeah. And the movement. It feels a little bit more like an aerobic movement right now. And next time when you go into the bend left knee, get your right knee off the floor. Then you pivot back to the right. Have your feet parallel toward one another. So now we stretch the adductor muscles. Hug your shins in, push your thighs apart, extend your spine forward. And your stretch is to get your body forward and to the floor. Okay? And you have to really check with your body accordingly. Some of you can go deep, some of you not. But really be strong with the action of your legs. Now, when I say strong, I don't want you to overdo the action. Do enough that you are supporting yourself and you can stretch from that support. Yeah. If your body dangling low, you know you have the upper body that you can play with, and you can dangling your body side to side, right? Breathe. Carefully move away from the stretch a little bit, so you have to lift your upper body away from your leg, and then you bend your knees, turn toward the front of the mat, and we take child's pose. Left knee down, right leg back, and bow down. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Thread the needle, right hand thread underneath the left. Left hands do anything that you are able to support yourself while you're in the pose. Or, you feel like you're already supported by your right shoulder, your left hand can go elsewhere just because you just want to look in a certain way. I don't know what to say about that. Lengthening your left hip back behind you. And carefully, inhale, come up and away from the floor. From here, step your right leg forward. Diagonal your body to the left. You can kind of adjust your hips a little bit, and we go into our lizard pose here. Remember that your right knee is always over the ankle, spine elongated. Each exhale, you go toward the floor. Your right leg, if you can lift the toes up and spread them apart just enough, once again, don't overdo it. That will keep that legs supported, and the muscles will be stretched because you engage them properly. Inhale, come up and away from the floor. Now you're going to heel to your right foot in a bit, right? And then you have the block on either side of the legs. Then you're going to go forward and lift your left leg off the floor and opening your hip to the left. And you're going to kick your left leg as high as to the sky the best you can, while your chest go toward the floor as much as you can. Right? And then carefully square the hip, and then cross your left leg behind your right leg. Cross leg Uttanasana, and bow down. Jeff, can you use blocks here? I have another so I can see you properly. I have a guinea pig, so I have to use him properly. Breathe. You can go side to side with your body while your leg cross, but if you tight, you might not want to do that because the safety will feel less. If you be more flexible, you will feel that you have the space to go into it. And bend the knees. Step your left leg back behind you. Have your left knees on the floor, and then we are going to straighten the right leg so we get into our runner stretch, right? Heels down, toes up. Square the hips by elongate. Remember, if you're really tight, well, you have to be wise with the height and also wise with your stability to stretch, and you're gonna go forward and down to the floor. Yeah. Your chest, once again, should go toward the toes, not your belly. Inhale, come up and away from the floor. So carefully drag your right foot in. I'm going to stretch your groin a little bit since it's in the flexion for a while already. So have your left hands down. So this pose, you have done it already. So turn your body to the right side of the house. Kick your right leg back. Then have the hip over the knee the best you can and really elongate this right side body. Right arms overhead. Elongate from your toe to your fingertips. Engage your core. And then here, since we balance on the left knee, push the floor away from you and get your trunk go upright. And then left arms go up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, stretch to the right. You can hold the back of the head, ribs draw toward one another, and then stretch sideways to the right. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, move up and away from the stretch, facing forward, and take child's pose, please. Breathe into your muscles and your body and your inner space. Relax your jaw. And quietly observe everything that's happened. Come up onto your hands and knees. Next, thread the needle, left hand under distance. So we go into the second side. Right hip move back, right arms is yours. If you have so much opening and twisting, you can bring your right arm up to the sky and maybe feel good and empowering to do that, or you can rest your right hand behind the back and even touch your left leg and you feel like you're really, really like a pretzel. Some people love that feeling, I have to say. I think it gives you a sense of flexibility. Inhale, come up and away from the floor. The left leg go forward and move to the left. Point the toe to the left, body diagonal to the right. Lizard pose here. Believe that in time this body will change to more flexible and much stronger space if what you are giving to it is that. Know that it takes discipline and persistent, also patient. One more breath. Inhale, move up and away from the floor. Heel toe your left foot in. Move away from the leg so you can frame the front foot with both hands. We're going forward. Weight onto your left leg, opening your right hip, right leg, kick back and up. Chest go forward as low as best as you can. You stretch long and then square the hip, bend both knee and cross your right leg behind the left leg. Cross leg Uttanasana and exhale, bow. Relax your jaw, relax your head. Go as deep as your body can go. You can go left and right. If it feels good to the body, just do it mindfully. And inhale, move up and away from the stretch. Bend your knee. Right leg go back. Right knee is on the floor on your blanket. Straight your left leg, heels down, toes up. Square your hip, spine elongate forward. Inhale, keep your core engaged. Exhale, we are stretching the hamstring of the left leg. One exhale at a time. Know that when you hit the limitation of the physical body, expand more into the way you see yourself. Believe that these muscles can be stretched further. One more breath. And then inhale, move up and away from the floor. Come off from the legs, drag your left foot in, foot on the ground, right hand on the floor in front of the knee. Turn your body to the left, kick your left leg back, hips over knee, left arms overhead. Breathe. You can hold the back of the head or you can hold the hip instead. And we go into child's pose, please. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, go into downward facing dog. So spread your fingers, like ground down into your palms. You have the chance in this pose is to, bend one knee at a time, or bend both knees and sway your hips side to side. So work with your breath. Work with your breath. Make sure that your body moves in this pose. It has to be able to do that. Or you can work on, keep lifting your armpit up and away from the floor, and then push the floor away when you exhale. Couple more breaths, please. I know there's a lot of upper body work here, but the more you move it away from your wrist and go to the leg, the rest problem is going to happen in your wrist. Now, next inhalation, we go into plank pose. Round your back up to the sky. Go as far as your wrist can go and exhale, downward facing dog. Keep going with the breath. Inhale, plank pose. So once again, your flexion in your wrist is going to determine how far you can go forward. each time. And the more it warms up, the more you can flex the wrist. Keep going with the breath, please. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And give me 2 more. When you finish your last one, then you take child's pose, please. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees, and from there, step your right leg forward between the hands. Come off from your left knee and stay on the ball of your left foot. We're gonna go into high lunge, so square the hip, hug the thighs, inhale, trunk, come up. Remember, you work with the breath after that. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lengthening the spine up all the way out to the crown of your head. Exhale, lunge. Now, work your arms, however, inhale, that allow your heart to open. Exhale, lunge. Couple more breaths here. Last breath. But we're not gonna go to the floor, so stay strong on your legs, please. Then carefully bend your left knee and move your weight toward your right foot. You're gonna launch forward. Keep your core engaged and get your left knee toward the chest. You might have to go a couple times, right? You come up. Maybe you can hold the back of the thighs if knee cannot come all the way up toward the chest. Or you can even hold with one arm, just use your core a lot. Hips stay back. And from here, you're gonna kick that left leg back again and go into warrior 2. So carefully send your left leg back, bend your right knee, right? Left arms go back, and you check your feet at the same time, palm facing down, right heel in line with your left arch. When you're ready to move, exhale, we lunge. Ribs draw toward one another, inhale, lengthening up to the crown of your head. Couple more breaths. Let your body move once again. Remember the jellyfish action. One more breath. And then your right arms go up to the sky, inhale. Left hand's gonna land onto your left leg, exhale, stretch to the back. Inhale, move up and away from the back. We're gonna go into extend side angle pose. Now your left forearms on the thighs. Your right forearm on your thigh, and your left arm is gonna go either up toward the ceiling or maybe alongside the ear. Breathe. Carefully, exhale, we turn toward the floor. We are not done yet, sorry everybody. Hold the blocks on the floor, square the hip toward the front of the mat, bend the knees, and you're gonna get into the pyramid pose. So work your prop carefully. Both legs are straight. Lengthening your right hip back while your chest go forward. Hug your thigh in toward one another. Each exhale, we grow long and downward toward the floor. Breathe. And from here we go into child's pose, please. Come down and rest and breathe. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Second side, left leg forward, high lunge, right knees come off the floor. Scissor your feet toward one another first. Hug your thighs in toward the midline and come upright with your trunk. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, length. And work with the breath right there. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, length. One more breath here. And then you bend your right knee, keep moving your weight forward toward your left leg, and you're gonna get your right knee toward the chest. Core engaged, launch forward, right, carefully. Hip step back. Breathe. I'm really challenging your heart right now. And right leg, go back, warrior two. Right arms go back, look at your feet. Left heel in line with your right arch, right? Adjust your feet accordingly. Let your heart pump a little bit more. Breathe. One more breath here. Exhale. And then inhale. Left palms go up to the sky. Core in and stretch to the right. One more breath. And you inhale, you move away from that side. Stretch, we're gonna go forward with the body. And then get your left forearms on the thighs. Right arms go up toward the ceiling or alongside the ear. Extend side, angle pose. Or even hold the back of the head. See which one it works for your shoulder. One more breath. And then exhale, you turn toward the floor. Keep the bottom leg strong. Pyramid pose, and have your hands help you this time. And then make your stand shorter. Right. Left foot points forward, right foot go to 1 o'clock. And then you square your hip. Hug your thighs in, lift the core. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, stretch that spine forward and downward to the ground. Inhale, lift your chest up and away from your left leg, bend both knees, and step your right leg forward, Uttanasana, feet hip distance apart. Hug your chins in, push your thighs out. If hands on the block is not high enough, you can bend your knees a lot and have your hands onto your hip instead, okay? Then inhale, elongate the spines away from the legs. Exhale, you're gonna try to, get your chest lower toward the legs. Inhale, move your chest away from the leg, go forward. Exhale, we're gonna go toward the legs. Keep hugging your chins in, push your thighs apart. Inhale, elongate the spine up and away from the legs. Now exhale, bend your knees slightly. Get your torso down toward the legs. Have both hands on either sides of your hips. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another onto your back. Press into your feet nice and firm. Lift your core up and away from the floor. And then you press down into your feet. Inhale, come upright with your trunk slowly. And release your hands down by your side. Inhale and exhale. And while we are in the standing pose, I'm going to take the advantage of it, doing more standing poses. We're going to do the tree pose first. So you balance on your left leg. Use the wall if you have to, okay? Turn your right foot out. And then hug your right leg in toward your left leg. Remember that the height, it doesn't matter where. Just don't press into your knee joint, please. Press into your bone itself and hug both legs in toward one another. I know it might not feel easy because we don't really get a chance to opening the hips enough. We did a couple. Just see how it feels. Yeah. And come down. Yeah. Other side. I didn't mention about the arms because if you take this class before, your arms can do anything, especially if it helps you to balance better. Do them right. Don't push your hip forward. Let the hip stay back slightly and grow your heart more up toward the sky, which means you should squeeze your leg even a little bit stronger. And let it go. Okay? Shake, 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 shake. And then after that, swing your body side to side. Okay. Next one is standing figure 4 pose. This one is very intense. It's the pigeon stretch, but we happen to do it by put the weight on one leg, so it feels a little bit more like a workout feeling. So if you need the wall, do so. The balance is not that important. The hip opening is what I am looking for. So we're gonna get the right leg on top of the left leg first. So your right ankle, like go above your left knee. Spread your toes, and after that, you sit down, and your hip is go back, and then your heart is go forward. Yeah. And you want to make sure that your right shin, you make it parallel the best you can. If you want to get the heart closer to the shin, see maybe you can sit a little deeper and send your butt more backward. That will be better. Work the bottom half first before you work the top half of the body. Right. Carefully press down onto that left leg, come up, and get your right knee to do a chest one. And let it go. And shake. Other side, please. Here we go. If you have no problem balancing, incorporate that into it, because it's helped to really train this body to know how to almost like holding itself in space. So the falling thing will not happening easier for you, right? And breathe. And inhale, come up and away from the floor. Once again, hug your lower knee to the chest. Very good. And then bring it down and swing the body side to side. here we go. We keep on going. From here, we go back toward the front of our mat. Okay. And have your feet hip distance apart. We're going to flow from the standing, and we're going to go down to the ground from here. So right here. Okay. Hug your shins in, put your thighs apart. You stand in a mountain pose, Tadasana. Then inhale, if you can, you open your arms out and up and grow nice and tall. And exhale, we're going to get the arms out to the side. Keep your core engaged and go toward the ground. Elongate the spine. Right? Maybe you can touch the thighs or the block or on the floor. It's yours. Inhale, elongate your spine forward. Exhale, bend both knees slightly. Step your right leg back. Right knee on the floor or on the blanket. And get your right hands down on the floor or on the block. And have your left hand onto your hips. From here, we are going to twist. Heel toe your left foot to the left slightly. And point the toe to the left also slightly. And from here, push down into the floor with your right hand. Move your hips back, chest forward, and you twist to the left. Right. Your chest is going to go left and up toward the sky. Let your neck follow. Remember, your belly is going to resist that. So keep breathing. Inhale, twist. Exhale, elongate. Now, that left hand is going to be your option. You can maybe circle it up toward the sky or leave it there, or even go alongside the ears. Yep. And carefully untwist. Then bring your left hands down. We're going to go into downward facing dog. So get your left leg back. Spread your fingers apart. Tuck your toes under. Get your knees off the floor. Put yourself back toward the feet. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, go forward to plank pose. Exhale, go back to downward facing dog. Now we're going to go into plank pose, and you are going to hold plank right here. Remember, your plank keeps staying there. You can have your knees on the floor. If you don't like the feeling of your wrist, you can come down and hold plank in your forearm plank instead. Okay, breathe. And knees to the floor. Push back, child's pose, please. And relax. Relax your arms, relax your jaw. Relax your body. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. And then we twist, second side, right leg go forward. Right? Left hands on the floor, right hands onto the hip. You're gonna heel toe your right foot to the right a little bit. Yeah. So your foundation is broadened enough that you're supported. And before you twist, make sure you work from the ground up. So you push down with that left hand to the floor. Hips move back, chest move forward. Twist to the right, inhale. Belly to the floor, exhale. Make sure your neck is a part of your spine, right? Shoulder blades move back, breathe. See, you can find the jellyfish action in your body while you're twisting. It's going to feel a little different. And then your right arms can go up to the sky or alongside the ears or anywhere in between that feels good in your shoulder, or you can even lift that hand on your hip even. And we exhale, turn back to the floor, and take child's pose, please. Once again, let go completely. Let go of your jaw, your shoulder, your back, your hips. Let it sink deep to the floor beneath you. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, go forward to plank. Remember, you can be on your feet or on your knees. Exhale, bend your elbow back behind you, lower down to the ground. Chest go forward, shoulder blades go together and back into the floor. And then come up onto your hands and knees. And exhale, go back to downward facing dog. You are going to repeat that action again. Go forward to plank, so you have to control the pose, okay? Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, bend your elbow back behind you. Lower down all the way to the floor with control. Breathe. I know this work. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knee. Let's go back to child pose, please. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knee. Exhale, go back to downward facing dog. Plank pose, inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, shoulder blade together and back. Don't round your shoulder when you are here. Lower down to the floor. I need one more. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knee and back to downward facing dog, please. Plank pose, inhale. Please make it easier for you if you are not strong. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. And go all the way to the floor. Stack your hands. Rest your forehead on them and rock your hips side to side. And you stop rocking your hip and relax and let go. And here we are going to do Locus Pose first. So your arms go out to the side, toward the hip, then turn your palms away from one another. Then inhale, lift the arms, the head, the chest, the leg. Exhale, lower down just gently, not all the way. Inhale, lift once again. Exhale, soften slightly. 3 more breaths. Make sure you elongate from your toes to the crown of your head, please. 2 more. Last one. And come all the way down. Stack the hand. Rest your forehead on them. Breathe. Keep your feet on the floor. Make sure your toe can touch the floor if it's possible. And you come up onto Sphinx pose. Now this one, your elbows is underneath your shoulder. Palm facing down. You actually can have your palm facing one another. So what you are going to do is you're going to press into your forearm and let the heart go up. Exhale, drag your elbow back towards you. It's not going to move much. Inhale, press your forearm down, lift the heart. It's going to be subtle. Everybody exhale, draw your elbow back isometrically towards you. Inhale, press down to your forearm. Elongate to the crown. Exhale, drag your elbow towards you. Couple more. And slowly, next exhalation, we go all the way to the floor and rest your foreheads on it. If you don't feel much, that is a good option to do kind of low cobra with a stronger and I think steadier support because your forearm is right underneath your shoulder. Okay. But if you're really tight, that might feel good and enough, which is great. Then from here we build Cobra, right? Now this time your hand is gonna go, on either side of your chest, which means it's a little bit wider than your shoulders. You get your shoulder blades onto your back. Remember, you can have your fingertips on the floor. If you tight, even bring your arms out wider. And inhale, and now you're gonna add height. And use your core and your back muscles even more here. Exhale, soften gently. Next, long. Breathe. I want you to feel elongate, not collapse in the lower back, please. The higher you go, the more you have to engage your core, interestingly enough. Last breath. And go all the way down. Stack the hands. Now bend your knees and have your feet go up toward the ceiling. And then you windshield wiper your legs side to side. And then stop and rest and breathe. Come up onto your hands and knees. Now your options here is to do pigeon, right leg forward, chin down, right? Or on your back and have your right ankle above your left knee. And you do figure four on your back and make it a little bit more, less intense, yeah? From my experience, I have to, of course, share it with you. I feel like pigeon stretch is so crucial to do each day because the muscles in that space, it affect your lower back. Right? It will help you to also, you feel looser overall. In the hips spot, it's like back, legs. Very, very interesting. So what am I trying to say? Do your pigeon every day. Other sides, please. If you're in your pigeon, like you can just come out from it. If you're on your back, it's easy. Yeah. And you switch to the other legs. I have to say, maybe Taya was secretly went out party last night. And she didn't tell me about it because she's still sleeping. And it's almost 10:30. I need to ask her when she wake up. And here we go. Just get yourself out from that. If you're on your back, you can just hug your knees, or you can do windshield wiper, or hug your knees toward your chest, and you can rock side to side. Okay. And from there, we will meet one another. If you're not on your back already, we're going to go there and meet some of our friends that's on the back already. And we go into happy baby. Maybe shake your legs and your arm first. Yeah. Yeah. Broaden your knees as much as you can. So you should feel really broad opening in the hips. Kick into your hands slightly, maybe rock gently. And bring your knees together. Feet on the floor, sorry. I'm like moving the stuff. Hip distance apart. Palm facing up. Let me think quickly. Here we go from here. Knees come together. Inhale, draw them toward the chest, and then opening your knees apart and circle them away. And let them meet, and then come back and repeat. So we're just going to work the hip joints a little bit. Change the direction, please. Then feet to the floor. Hip distance apart, knees bend. Drop both of your knees to the right. Like aim your left knee really far away from you. Aim it to the right slightly. And you can lift your right foot and place it on the outside of your left knee and get that weight to press further down onto that left leg. You don't have to. Allow your back to arch a lot at first. Okay, that is gonna save you from hurting yourself. And after that, when you find a position that it feels right, each exhale, then just softening your upper back, your ribs down to the floor, your shoulder. Relax your jaw as well. This stretch, you can feel it in your glute, like the smaller glute is go toward on the lateral side of the hip, and also the IT band that run from the hips to the knees. What's that? Is that glute minimus? Yeah. Carefully come up center, and then other side, please. Remember that your stretch is going to be on your right leg. Like aim it to the left and away from you, away from your trunk. Use your left legs or not. Be careful with your right knee joint and right ankle joint. Make sure they feel safe. And then exhale, soften your rib, your back, your jaw, your shoulder. Inhale, come up center. Allow your arms and your legs to go up toward the ceiling. We're going to shake the wrist, the ankles, forearms, calf muscles, maybe even the hamstrings muscles once again. And then from here, feet on the floor, grab a block, lift the hip, put the block underneath your sacrum, and then adjust yourself, dangling your leg up to the sky. Get your arms out wide, palm facing up. Find a spot that it feels right for your body. And after that, you close your eyes and breathe. Shavasana.